On August 11th, today at 9:41 on Friday, we will first start to unravel the market from the daily line. As for the daily line, the money we are currently in is a free one. The previous wave was a strong trend wave from 1160 to 2075, and now it has been backtested by 50%. You can try to calculate it. It has been backtested by 50%. Although it seems that my random email seems to be about 38.2%, but in fact it is 50%. Then it first experienced this wall. After the wall rose, it entered a correction. It went downhill from the trend line and then did not reach a new high. So it has become a legitimate space to see, that is, our current lowest point is 1614, then the highest point is 2080, and finally this is the fourth paragraph, the fourth wave. In the fourth wave, it experienced a downward breakthrough before and then an upward breakthrough here. It is thought that this range has experienced an expansion process. In this range, if we look at this range, it is also a wave at a smaller level. At an even smaller level, it is just one wave. It is a trend, and it is also a wave that can be used for trend trading. Then the channel line here has been broken here. The lowest point is 1892. Then its rebound is not strong enough. It is only below 50%. Then in my opinion, this may be. It may be that the probability is relatively high. It must be a downward death with this downward death. The main area is broken or this downward death. A wave with the same nature or a break in the main area of the dead wave. Because it has not yet generated a channel, its wave and break are positioning comparisons and names. This is just a name. It is just one. From the current point of view, it is a break. That's what it is now. If it doesn't break through here, it may go sideways. Where is the sideways range? It's 81987 to 1892. This position is currently within this range. Then if it goes sideways, it will go right in this range. Use time to exchange space. The daily line will be like this first. I will talk about the daily line every day. In fact, let's understand what we are doing in trading. We probably hold a long period. Why should we take this order? For example, at 4 hours, we come to the 4-hour road. At 4 hours, this power off here corresponds to the above one. This wave corresponds to this section of the daily line. Then there was a rebound in 4 hours. In the rebound wave, this rebound formed a complete channel and then went downhill and then ended. Then in the summer, we analyzed it several times. If you use my indicators, you can use this break analysis indicator. You can pay more and follow more orders every day. You will naturally feel this way. I, too, have come step by step. It is impossible to do this all the time. I'll take all your pointers in at once, right? And including this 4-hour period, it's currently a downward wave, and its trend channel is also like this. We were also talking about it yesterday, if it goes uphill here. We have to look at this trend and whether the trendline position can be valid. Effective can be the main force. Effective can be paused. Then we will go short. And of course, the analysis we carried out yesterday based on the market situation. It can be shorted, for example, in 30 minutes. It is just a channel. The piercing of the trend line. When we talk about the piercing, it is an opportunity, but if it stands firm, it means a reversal. Do you understand? It means that puncture is an opportunity, it is an opportunity to follow the trend, and then standing firm is the ambition to reverse. It means that if you stand firm, this 30 minutes. There is also a new formation of this ascending channel, which is naturally in another direction, that is, the targets are different. Okay, let's go to 5 minutes. Let's talk about these 5 minutes in smaller terms. We also saw that 5 minutes yesterday. Yesterday, at 30 minutes, the trend line was at this position. It was also at this position at 5 minutes. Because its current band is actually the same, its trendline position is also the same, which is fair. Yesterday, it was at this position, right at this position. You can probably understand it by drawing it yourself. This position, was in front of this position data. Then I also posted a video at that time, which is to say that we need to have a horizontal and downward means that there is a top structure. That is, if there is a top structure or horizontal, or it breaks the original trend or trend channel, and then there is a top characteristic, we will intervene in short orders. But according to the data, it increased by about $8. That increased by $8, which is equivalent to the original rebound, slow twist rebound, and then formed an extension. This is also very common in gold, slow twist rebound. The standard channel slowly twists and rebounds. The last bar pulls up. When it pulls up, all the energy is generally released. It is a rebound, and its upward kinetic energy is completely released. Then it is released. For example, last night it fell here. We seized this short opportunity and then went back to the 1-minute analysis. Yesterday was this. You see, the data is still blocked here. This one is the largest. We were able to see that it was the largest extension in just 5 minutes, right? Then it also releases all the energy. The release of this energy is because during the day, the slow twist rebounds from the tunnel, which is about $8, right? Its intensity is very strong. But, we based on the on-site K-line fluctuations, you will find that its intensity is not great, that is, I am the only one who gives us many short-selling opportunities. At that time, the K-line had already blocked here, so I thought it was the K-line. When it returned to this position, I intervened in the short order because its direct loss was only 200 pounds or less. If there was a top, it would be less than 200 pounds. So, this kind of small capital loss can be used to make big profits. Sometimes I will go to the risk order and intervene aggressively. Then it will quickly protect the loss and then stop here and then return to this position. This position will be more obvious. You see, this indicator has been marked for you. This backtest of 618 is a 50% backtest. The backtest of 618 is here. At that time, the K-line was very slow. You can see that it is now 1 or 2 ratios. This ratio is no longer 3-dimensional. Then the K-line at that time was basically divided into points, so here it is. At that time, I was an intervention point here, a short selling point, then a short selling point. Then it fell, and then here was also an expansion of the channel. The channel had just begun. Hey! This is a slight expansion. The channel is roughly at this position. It rises. Then there is a point here, which means that we need to put the K-line to look at this position. I was more aggressive. At that time, I also went short here. Because his trend is relatively obvious, our direct loss of 2,527 is also very small. Then I also made an aggressive order here. This is quite aggressive because I hold it because I checked it here in front of me. After checking the 2 orders here, the profit is already relatively good. So what I have here is also based on the original magnetic field. At the bottom of my magnetic field, 2 orders or even in 1 order is left. I have an auxiliary category. 1 page is written by myself. One is if I say, I place an order directly. He will calculate a total operation based on the amount of funds in my own account, and then subtract the operation I ordered from the left operation, that is, calculate the second operation, and calculate the second operation through EA. So I don't care. I always place orders myself. They are all placed at 0.01. They never change and never change. But my EA will help me make up for the surgery and then place a shadow order for me in the same position. I call it his shadow order. His second order and then check again. Just check an order casually, as long as it makes a profit. Then he will calculate it for you and set a stop loss for you, and then set two different guidelines. That is, the guidelines for the two orders are different. One guideline is based on the intraday target, and the other guideline is based on the long-term target. Here I manually guided it. Although it will automatically set it, I have to do a check based on the actual situation. Here is 0.05 minutes. It used to be 1 minute to go up to the location of Rhee County. It was also the original 5 minutes. 5 minutes has changed now. 5 minutes has changed because it went to Rhee County. So his 5-minute upward rebound band has also disappeared now. It was originally a stop section of the rebound, and now it is already that. Then what will we talk about next? Let's talk about it first, which is a check. So I checked the 1 minute upwards and went to Rhee County, and then he went upwards. Here, I made a short position in the fund because I held it again, and then I also made a certain profit. Then I sent it here. It was mostly based on my original profits and I also operated. And it doesn't live up to our expectations here. The channel is slightly crossed once, and then after it is crossed twice, check in and see if it's almost there. It's his K-line. At the same time, you need to see if his K-line is tangled. You can see that his previous K-line is very decisive. It's just one, it's on the K-line. If you draw a picture on the edge of a small piece of paper, it will be an upward trend channel. Then it pauses here and the channel breaks here. If you don't believe it, you can draw it yourself, right? Just feel it. Feel it with your heart. Is his trend very steep? Then here, one pauses and one tends to go very far. Then on the edge of this paper, this fund list. The results of the fund orders are also relatively good. Yesterday, it also went downhill. There was a rebound here. This rebound is a whole wave. This rebound. I also said at the time that the end of the 5 waves must be the first step. We must first look at this. This trend line should probably be at this position at that time. It was drawn here because our trend line is automatically generated by the indicator. I probably visually inspected it and it seemed that it was done at this position. It was done last night. Around this position, we also posted a video at that time, and we also said at that time, observe whether he has a pause structure like this. If you are at this level, you have to look at him. You must clearly distinguish the level. For example, at this level, what is his pause structure? It's like this, right? At this level, he can play online. His pause structure is like this. So why do the entry points of each of our transactions are different? It must be because you haven't figured out the level. We must figure out the level at each level. He corresponds to each different plan, right? Then here, back here, the rebound in this period from 1912 to 1921 is relatively strong. His 618 rebound in the entire wave can be calculated. Is it true? From 1930 to 1912, you can calculate it yourself. It is almost at this position. If this position reaches the retracement position of 618, although it is already low and it has broken through, the trend is general, but I have told you many times. The trend can be expanded. If you look at it with the concept of a whole wave, it is a 618 retracement of the whole wave. Then you can see if it follows that trend. If you come here and pretend that there is a trend, let's experience it ourselves. Did he already have a structure, right? The structure came out, and the structure that broke Tongben came out. He rose back to the top of Tongben, and then got entangled here again. Can't he go short, right? This kind of intervention can be done here earlier. It can be done here this night. It can be broken here. It can be done. There are actually many opportunities. Then I was there last night, but it was quite late. It was past 0 o'clock, about 20 minutes, I washed my face, and then checked it on my phone before going to bed. I placed an order. All other operations were stop losses. For example, stop loss and guidance were all completed by EA. Then I woke up. It was almost 9 o'clock when I woke up in the morning. At 9 o'clock, he was here. Right, here, I think he should have set the price of $8 or $10. $10 only won one order, and there is one order left. Then now, back to today there is another one, and it means every 10 grams is a battlefield, right? Then we now see that another one is generated on this one, which refers to the ascending channel, right? It refers to the ascending channel. Then you see, it refers to the ascending channel. Then we encountered the descending channel again. Go to recounty. So how do we place orders here? Here you see, this is relatively subtle. We rise and fall at the same time. First of all, the ascending channel of this level must be broken. One must be generated. The ascending channel that I just mentioned is here. Then it is broken, right? There is a very steep ascending channel here, right there, it is going to be broken, and it is the same here. This ascending channel is a relatively broad one, that is, it has an ascending channel structure that has been linearized. So how to place an order here? If we go short, it will be broken. If we go long, then our choice is very basic, at least at this carriage return position, or at this carriage return position, the carriage return position of the entire wave, to observe and wait for its decline. Because this is completely a right-hand transaction. The winning rate of a right-hand transaction will be higher. Then sometimes I will also trade on the left side of the hole. Anyway, this left-hand transaction is more worry-free and it is easier to place an order. For example, our 618 position last night, here is the 618 position to join and say, oh, place an order here. I went to sleep comfortably. That's right, and very helpful for office workers like us who are short of time to operate. Then just go there and place an order. If you want to trade on the right side, you need to set the order. We have to follow the market trend. For example, if we want to go short, we need to write this level. The rise of this level must be broken first. For example, this rise is the rise of this section. Then at least the rise of this section must be broken, and then we can go. To form the Soundstars band, does he have resistance to go short? The same here, the same, we see that he is still in the market, a little bit, then this kind of thing is guessing useless. If you want to wait. If he goes short when he is born, he will go short decisively and then rises. Then we have not reached the point now to make a single point position. When making a single point position, at least the first point is in this horizontal interval. If he is in the horizontal interval here, we will not count him as a breakthrough. He has already gone through a horizontal interval, and there is already a channel. So this is a horizontal interval, and then you can do technical work. If this is broken, it must be broken. There is a step like this. We must be cautious and wait for it to form. The new one is more like the three old ones, and including this one is also more subtle. So you should generate a new child, just the same as yesterday. Yesterday, you formed a new pair and then drew a line here because I may have just jumped out, so you must have this one. So this indicator is not complete, it just allows you to save you from having to go and analyze. It just saves a lot of things, very high-level things. For example, if this is generated, it will go through an expansion, right? Going through an expansion in this way is an expansion process. The expansion is the position of 618. He has several defensive positions. One is to say, the one in front of him is the channel position, a defensive position, so making a set is very simple but also very difficult. We have to always observe the strength and weakness of his position, because this position is very small. When you go downhill, there is still a lot of space below, right? You must follow the market. What does this market look like? In addition, 1 minute is also a descending channel. All the big moves we just analyzed are descending channels, right? Then an upward channel is generated in 1 minute, which only rises and rebounds. We need to observe this rising channel. First, observe. It is already in the inter-trend position before the trend, and then its rise. Does the rise have a sustainability, and can the sustainability rise? Like yesterday, we extended it, that is, after the rise standard has no waves, because it is not good to watch after 1 minute, we have to watch it for 5 minutes. So we have to do it by ourselves repeatedly, that is, to repeatedly observe and adjust, that is, you can't see anything in 1 minute, and it is already a disorderly trend. So don't look at it for 1 minute. Look at it in 5 minutes. What is the trend in 5 minutes, right? This structure, the ascending channel structure, has been broken. Although it has been broken, it is not resistant enough. It is inherently a structure that cannot be resisted like this. It is inherently a very dangerous structure. As long as it can be sustained. Being able to stabilize the rising energy, as I just said, and this kind of slow-moving market trend can stabilize the rising energy market. It will be unfavorable if it does not break, but it will be profitable if it breaks. He must break your trend line. It takes 8 digits to reach this point before it can use kinetic energy to rise even further. That is, if it does not break, it will have no kinetic energy, right? For example, if it breaks here, if it rises to this position, it will already rise to this position. After it breaks, it will rise. It is already equal to all the original amplitudes. Then here he uses data to stretch it out. When it is stretched out, it is completely complete. Based on our structure, it has become like this. That channel has been stretched far. This channel has been stretched far. We can go to the top of this extension because it is a sign of the end. Basically, if he wants to try to stand like this and rise again, it is okay, right? For example, if he goes down like this goes down like this is completely the opportunity for you to go short. Got it? I'm here to mention it to you, under what circumstances we can go long, that is, he walks like this, horizontally, he doesn't have it, or horizontally, slightly diagonally downward, he doesn't look like this. Look, if you look back at it now, I'm telling you, right? You must have this dynamic point of view and the point of view of the strength of this trend. Is it very strong? You can finish it after just one look. This section will be finished in one go. It has been announced here. His extension has ended, declaring that the previous rebound has ended. Instead of if the rebound is strong, it is like this, moving sideways and up. The meaning is clear. So in the process of trading, we must always observe the dynamics of the market and the trend of the market. The market has already told us what order to make now. It is the current trend and the current one. Therefore, each order is placed. We can't talk directly. I'm direct. You tell me whether to go long or short now. I'll do it directly. That's not true. It's really not true. Then I'll tell you if you're going long now. Where is your direct loss? Do you have a point of view on direct loss, right? If you don't have a direct loss perspective, get out of here. Don't be in this market. You must have a direct loss perspective. Direct loss is the most important lesson in trading. If you are doing long term, you say I don't have direct loss. In fact, if you are doing long term, your direct loss will be huge. It's not that there is no direct loss. If you are a person without direct loss, it is indeed difficult to keep stocks in this market. You will one day find out how wise it is to make direct loss. Many people say that direct loss is useless during the trading process. You have suffered repeated direct losses. Or how come you have suffered repeated direct losses? It is because you are not sure about the market. You have not grasped it and did not analyze it. You just simply go long and short and look at the trend. In the process of looking at the trend, you also need to look at the direct losses. It is where your direct loss point is. For example, the top of my current top is the break-even loss. At least I am now. At least where is the profit point? I am at least how much I made yesterday, right? What is my normal profit? Then the rest, I still have to look at the situation, because for the rest, I also hope, because when we place orders, there must be a subjective part. I also hope that this 4 hours, will develop into a wave like the one below. A long wave like the one before must continue to fall, which is the most beneficial to me. Because if you look at the market trend yesterday, it rebounded and finally fell. Its strength was not very strong, which was about $15. It is more than $15 after excluding the beginning and the end, because my highest profit at the top was 15. Here again, the highest profit at the top is $15, and it should be about $20. From 1910 to 1930. Because we have to go from head to tail, we can't. The highest point can be caught. But even if you were, for example, yesterday, I felt that I had caught it high enough. My direct loss point was already high enough. I was on his rebound. When it is almost close to the high point, the entry price is only $1, the high point is $1, and the loss is $2. That $1, the gap will be removed from the beginning and the tail. Once the tail is removed, you will only be $5. When you see it, you can't be at the right place normally. How can it be so amazing, right? Everything is based on analysis, including here. When we go downhill, we can actually do more at the end of Wulong, but I think it will rebound. We don't have such a big experience, and we can do two completely, right? Sometimes there are two items. For example, this is still morning. Is this equivalent to a tonic? Why do we need to do more? Because I think he may be on a roaming journey. Yanchang Lao. Yanchang Lao. Yesterday, it was extended here. I already think he can go. It has already reminded everyone that you can try it, just to see if it goes sideways, then you can intervene in the short position. The key is if it goes sideways or falls, it is to break this roaming band. Slowly, don't go too fast, too fast. I also said it at the time. If he approaches the 618 Hui2 relatively quickly, he will completely lose the 618 Hui2. We still have to be cautious in reading. He may continue to have a broken and strong market. He will only break down. Only then does he have the motivation to move up. This motivation is sustainable. If it continues to be extended, the concession will not be sustainable. When the concession at this sublevel ends all at once, he will declare his failure and declare that he has failed. That's it. If I am like this, if he keeps weighing, he will be sustainable here. He will have a kinetic energy of upward breakthrough. His continued thinness and thinness will create space for upwards. So let's do this first. Let's continue to wait for the market situation and keep talking. I want to go get some food. I'm going to get something. Let's wait. The trend line here has been broken. Let me tell you that it doesn't matter even if it is broken, right? You must wait. Then this trend line. First of all, we said that it has been broken now. We have to follow the ascending channel. How to do the ascending channel? This position is a support. When the price reaches here, you can try to place a long loss order and then when he comes here, he can also observe it. If he loses a long order, he has to observe him here. If this structure is present, he must first have a bit structure and a bit structure at the bottom. For example, like this, hey, you can intervene in this way, right? And if it is faster here, you may not have the structure of this ratio. Have you looked at the K-line to see if the K-line is paused? Hey, does this have an engulfing pattern? Is there a 3K bottom pattern, right? You can see it. Then is there a pause? The size should stop. If this is directly negative, you can directly go long. This is called the left police, which is to place an order. For example, we place an order directly here. Hey, this is the left police. Then I suggest that everyone only has the right police because these things are uncertain. Although we see that he is a bullish player on the current market, others are uncertain. Including this position, we can see if there are any short spots. In fact, in 30 minutes, his strength is not strong. We are not allowed to be too strong now, but what do we say? We must follow the market, which means that the market trend will guide us wherever we go. Don't overthink things by bootstrapping. Forecasting requires necessary predictions, which means having necessary planning based on the trend framework. This must be done. You can't be lazy and calculate too much and leave less. If you calculate less, you will definitely be better than those who don't. You have to do better, right? Then including recording these videos, I also want to give myself rules, because sometimes I will be more impressed by them when I tell them, and then I want to analyze them myself, because I have to analyze the market every day. Sometimes I will be lazy, and I hope this will motivate myself. I need to analyze the market every day, make an analysis record, make a summary, and supervise each other. Okay, let's do this first.